Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we're making a video for Ali Abdaal. This is a simple video. How can Ali Abdaal fix his business, his company, his organization? There is a reoccurrence in his business, like there seems to be a lack of vision. Where am I getting this information from? Well, to be honest, I've listened to a few of his podcasts recently. One of them was with Andrew Wilkinson, really good podcast. The other one was with Matt Lerner. Now, that one I listened to yesterday, and the idea struck me that Ali is still having some problem with his business. At the moment, I think he's doing 5 million in revenue on a yearly basis. That's in US dollars, but he's thinking on how to scale to 10 million in revenue on a yearly basis. He's thinking whether or not to go into software could be an option. There's a lot of young entrepreneurs who like to go into software because it's such a great money generator. But again, he's chasing a rabbit. He's chasing the money. There's nothing wrong with that in life, but when you do that enough, it can leave you feeling a little bit lost. And I think that's where his company is right now. It's a little bit lost, which is a weird thing to say because a company that's making 5 million, how can they be lost? Well, they are because he's admitted it. He said that within the team, he's reviewed it with the team. What's the weakest point of the business? A lack of vision, a lack of clarity. Not my words, theirs. This video is not about criticizing Ali. This is actually about offering a solution to Ali. The solution is rather simple, and I'm surprised that he hasn't seen it. But I'm pretty sure this has been brought to his attention at some point, or he's probably considered it. But he hasn't done it because there hasn't been enough evidence in his life to convince him to create this form of business. Right now, his YouTube business, his YouTube Academy is not sustainable. The potential to grow that business is always possible. Absolutely. But let's be honest, it's not sustainable. It really isn't. Who knows how YouTube could change and who you're allowed to hire, what you're allowed to talk about. Who knows? Will people continue to value these courses, these high price courses? I think that side of his business can certainly continue to do better. But there's always going to be that feeling that this is never for certain because you're always relying on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, other people to bring those people to your YouTuber Academy. And that's probably not the most sustainable business. So I have the solution and it's rather simple. And I'm fairly certain. Here's the thing about this. I'm 1,000% sure that Ali Abdaal will create this business. 1,000% sure. Um, though it will take some more time of convincing. So, I don't think he's gonna just watch this video and instantly create this business. It could be 2 years, it could be 5 years, it could be 10 years before he creates this business. But it is inevitable that he creates this business. And I haven't told you what the business is yet, but it's inevitable that he creates this business. It's like he's destined to create this business. And this business is not the money generator. It's not the money generator business. So it won't capture his attention. But it's a sort of business that it's an idea that the further you try to get away from it, the more it's going to come back to you until you do it. So what business is that? Well, it's very simple. I think Ali Abdaal should create a publishing company. It's really that simple. That's the easy solution to his business problem. In this video, I'm not just going to give him the solution to his business problem. I'm going to give him why the solution is correct. And I'm going to tell him the solution to his YouTuber account problem. By the way, his podcast is perfect. His podcast is perfect. It might not be the best money generator, but for the purpose of owning a publishing company, a podcast is perfect. It's already done so successful, and it will continue to do that. Let's not forget, how long was Joe Rogan making podcasts? He was one of the original podcast makers. And it's only in the last 6 years that Joe Rogan has really received the fame that he's worked so hard for. You could be working 10 years for something and it's going to take a while. Now let's talk about this publishing company. Why would Ali Abdaal create a publishing company? This guy's obsessed with books. He loves to read books. He loves to talk about books. He loves to interview people who've read or wrote books. His entire life encapsulates books. His academical background is all based on him reading books and learning quite efficiently. And now he's managed to take that knowledge and put it in a digital format on YouTube. And him doing that has actually generated a lot of people who think almost exactly like him or very similar to him. So he wrote a book, and I've listened to the book, half of it, and it's been brilliant so far. And what he doesn't realize is that the 6 million subscribers that he has, I don't know how many it is. Let me check. 5.92 million subscribers that he has, almost 6 million. I'm sure you're gonna get that in a short time, probably before the end of the year. But listen, all of that people that have subscribed to you, I think at least I think at least 25% of those people are interested in writing a book. I think at least 5% of those people are actively writing a book. And I think at least 3 to 4% will finish that book and look to publish it. And they wish they could publish it with you, Ali Abdaal, but you don't have a publishing company. And let me tell you something, publishing companies are incredibly successful because even when they're not successful, they get acquired by another company, and that adds to the larger company's success. There is no failing. Books have been around for thousands of years and it will continue to be so. This is how you solidify your business growth. Seriously, you could publish the next Harry Potter. Not literally Harry Potter, but the next big novel. You could publish that. A lot of YouTubers out there are creating a lot of business, a lot of public facing business, a lot of private businesses as well. Perhaps what I don't see often is a publishing company. And maybe some do create their own publishing company and keep it quite small. The Ali Abdaal Publishing Company will start small. It will grow from 100 books to 1,000 to 10,000 to 50,000 to 100,000, and enjoy the process. Like I said, you might not create this publishing company in the next 5 years. You might create it in the next 6 years. You might create it in the next 15 years. But it's inevitable that you create this publishing company. It's also inevitable that you create software. That is also inevitable. You could essentially be on the brink of creating the next, fantastic app. That's what I'm just going to call it, fantastic app. But you could also go into the software business as in SaaS, software as a service. So the options are open for you. Starting a software company is not easy. You could buy a software company, create a new company, and move all the employees from the old company to the new company. Essentially, what you're doing is acquiring all the employees. That's what happens a lot of times when business acquire other business. They really want the employees or the assets, client list. So the list of clients. Yeah, take that with you, won't you? So a software company, you're not really in a rush because it's not a difficult thing to create. You already have the funds, the means to create a software company. Yeah, it's not a complicated thing. But I think a publishing company should be the one you do first because your entire life revolves around, but you probably read a book every night. It's funny just thinking, we have this sort of parasocial relationship with Ali because we don't know him. And I was listening to this on his recent podcast. I think it was with Andrew Wilkinson, just explaining the parasocial relationship you tend to have with your viewers in the sense that they know you, you don't know them. So I'd imagine Ali is the kind of person who'd probably be reading a book on his bed with the lamp turned on, but just before he goes to bed. And he probably reads a chapter every night or read a few chapters every night, but he probably reads every day or every other day. Now, you already talk about books. You talk about books that other people write. How is it going to feel one day where the books that you're talking about and the books that you're promoting and the books that you're encouraging people to read, you've published them through your own publishing company? I am telling you, I had a lightning bulb moment going off in my brain as I was working and I was listening to your podcast, and I simply realized the solution is simple. You need to create a publishing company. And like I said, the revenue is slow growth. But that's the beauty of it. You gotta enjoy that stuff, because it's more certainty. A publishing company is perfect in so many ways because it's not the most obvious company, but they are very successful. For instance, when's the last time you taken a look at the Bloomsbury stock, the company that publish Harry Potter books? They also publish a lot of other children books. They're a children books publisher. When's the last time you looked at their revenue, their stock? I've invested in their stock and I've been reaping the rewards. And it made me realize just how successful publishing companies are and how successful they can be and how under the radar they are. And that under the radar thing, I kind of like it because someday I will also create my own publishing company. In fact, I already have the name. I haven't told anyone the name. I have told people about potential publishing company, but I've never told anyone the name. And one day my company will be real and you'll probably hear about it and you probably don't know it's me who created it. And that's the way I want it because I like the sense of privacy that it provides, but the income security that it provides and the ability to grow because books are always being written. Books are always being written. And think about just how lovely it would be if people you already are subscribed to you just send you in their book draft. I know I'm writing books and I'd love to send them in to you, but I can't because you don't have a publishing company, not yet. And I do want to publish books outside of my own publishing company because I'm not going to start my publishing company for the foreseeable future. But I want to publish a book in the next 5 years. A publishing company suits you too well. It suits you too well. It's almost like you were destined to create a publishing company. You just don't know it yet. And that's the funny thing about life is that sometimes, we're destined for something and we just don't know it yet. But it's going to happen. It's inevitable. It's like a river that always corrects itself. It's going to happen. You're going to create a publishing company. I don't know when, but I know you're going to create a publishing company. And I know it's going to be hugely successful. And I know it's going to change. It's going to change YouTube forever because a lot of YouTubers, they create all kinds of business. Prime, Feastables, they create so many amazing company and they've changed the industry of what it is to be a YouTuber. With Ali Abdaal creating a publishing company, he will do that, but in a different sense, in a different area in YouTube. Think about the impact that YouTube gamers, have had on the industry of esports. They've changed what it is, that game it is. They've changed the industry. They've made a huge change to it. And that's what you're going to do with creating a publishing company as a YouTuber. But you're more than a YouTuber, you're an entrepreneur. So why am I telling you this? Because why not? Because I want you to create a publishing company. And I want you to solve the issues of your company. Instead of thinking, I want to scale from 5 million to 10, think to yourself, I want to scale from 5 million to a billion on a yearly basis. Now that's how you grow your company because you've already closed on 5. You've already closed on 5 million. So your problem is only 995 million left to go. That's better. That's a better way to think. And a publishing company will bring that number down year after year after year after year after year. Publishing companies compound. They compound over time. They just never go out of fashion. They never dissolve. They're gonna be here for thousands of years. Your publishing company is going to be here for hundreds, if not thousands of years. Congratulations. I love solving people business and solution, and I like to mentor people. So if you need any mentoring, feel free to reach out to me. I have a lot more ideas to do with a publishing company and how the approach you should take. And the amazing thing with creating a publishing company is that you can own 100% of it. You don't need to share the ownership with anyone. It's not like a software company where you lack the experience. So, I'm going to create it 50-50 with this person, or I'm going to create it 60-40 or 70-30 with this person because I need their expertise to help me grow this business. No, 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 no. In a publishing company, you already know what good books are. You don't need anyone's expertise to choose a good book for you because you are pretty well versed in what good books are. I think I've said too much. Well, I haven't said enough to be honest. This video could be 5 hours long, but I'm not gonna go through that unless you want me to make a part two, or I don't know. If you want to make a meeting, or I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how you will receive this video. I don't know if you'll receive it in good grace or if you'll receive it in, well, I don't know. Anyway, the next solution You're an entrepreneur, you're a YouTuber. But something that was mentioned in the Matt Lerner, interview was just how academically successful you've been, and everything you're doing in your business now kinds of goes the other way. So how do you fix your YouTube channel? Well, your YouTube channel has been less successful. We know that because we haven't been watching. Why haven't we been watching? Well, because it doesn't have that personal touch anymore. I subscribe to your YouTube channel to watch Ali Abdaal. I didn't subscribe to your YouTube channel to watch the creation of seven other people in your company. This is in no way an insult or meant as, but I'm being as brutally honest as possible because why not? Anyway, that's the solution. Is are you going to choose to be an entrepreneur? Because what you've done, you've put your YouTube channel in a state of limbo. Why do I say this? Yes, you've put your YouTube channel in a state of limbo. It's gone from a personal channel that was really successful because it had that personal touch. You would record when you feel like it instead of recording when there's a schedule. I hate recording when there's a schedule. I've been a YouTuber for a while and I hate it. I like to record when I just feel like it. It's nice. And sometimes you spend all week working on this video idea and you spend all day video on this video idea and it does average, less than average sometimes. And then you spend 5 minutes working on an idea, 1 hour video in it, another hour editing it, and it gets 2.2 million views. And it's like, what the hell? You see, that's why I watched because it wasn't perfect. It was uncut. It was a little bit, arcade like. It was a little bit personal. Yeah, that's why I watched. So why do people subscribe and why do they continue watching? Two different reasons, as you mentioned in your podcast with Matt Lerner, I believe. And yeah, I watch because of yeah, I subscribe because of that, personal touch kind of video. And there's so many things that are happening in your life, business, life, work life. And I think you should share those stories, but in your own way instead of coming up with ideas that are gonna like, I need to get this idea. This video needs to do 1.2 mil, 3.2 mil. No, 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 no. That is an unfortunate way to think. And unfortunately, people fall into this trap, YouTubers, successful ones, because even unsuccessful ones, I fall into the trap sometimes of just thinking, yeah, let me just chase the rabbit because it's working for Mr. Beast, it's working for MKBHD. They make completely different videos. It's not the same. It's not the same. Not to mention, Mr. Beast's audience is different from yours. MKBHD audience, it's different from yours. So if there is another productivity YouTuber that is doing better than you, then look at him, what he's doing. But try not to look at other people who are doing something that you don't even want to do. Do you want a channel like Mr. Beast? I don't think so. So try not to compare yourself to that too much because it will do more harm than good. But either way, I think going back to a personal touch would do fine. Honestly, just walking around with an average camera, and just when you're in the mood, just put it up and just video. The lighting doesn't have to be perfect. The background doesn't have to be perfect. But here I am trying to make my background as perfect as possible. Yeah, hypocritical, I know, but you see, I have 20 subscribers and you have 5 million, so give me a break. Well, you have 6 million, so give me a break. But and honestly, you see some people videos that are going super viral and the edit is not the best. It's not the super flashy editing or the video or the background is not super flashy, but it's simple and it goes boom. And it's like, how did they do that? Personal touch. That's why I subscribe. That's why I want to continue watching. And 5 years ago, your videos were successful. 3 years ago, your videos were doing all right. But the world has changed from COVID time. The world is not the same 5 years ago. So the things that I'm interested in now, you've lost touch with your viewers. You've lost touch with the general world because you're not even working in the general world anymore. You're not a doctor anymore. You're a business owner. You attend meetings. You do video days. You do strategic calls. but you don't really work on the ground anymore. You're up there. So you lose touch. And this is very natural. You know, it happens to a lot of musicians. People say, oh, they sell out. No, it's just that they're trying to grow, and in order to grow, you have to expand and you have to do things that are more general, capturing to the general audience rather than a niche audience. Ali Abdaal started in a niche audience, and he managed to expand that, and he's still in a niche audience. And with this niche audience, you could grow to 10 million subscribers. You can grow to 10 million in revenue, no doubt. But you're always going to be relying on Google, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram. Without those, quite limited. Now, you see your podcast, you don't rely on anyone for your podcast. You can make a website and I'll probably still listen to your podcast. A newsletter, send your podcast daily or weekly. Multiple newsletters. Yeah, like that's your own media. A publishing company is your own media. No one's controlling it. It's your domain. If they don't want to publish your book in a certain country, guess what? There's another 200 countries out there who is happy to publish your books or will happily welcome your publishing company. So it's less limited. But when you're always relying on Google, always relying on YouTube, always relying on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, it can become quite anticlimactic because you know eventually this business is going to change. People are going to change. 5 years from now, I'm not going to want to watch the same videos I'm watching today. 5 years from now, I'll be in a completely different phase of my life. I'm going to want different types of videos. So that's the thing. Will you be able to grow with your audience and stay in tune? Do you even know what your audience want anymore? Clearly not, because we're watching less. And it's not because YouTube is promoting your videos less, but it's because we have less interest because our lives is changing. But I'm not sure you've caught up with that. I'm 5 years older now than I was 5 years ago. You're 5 years older. You're 6 years older from you were 6 years ago. I'm 6 years older from where I was 6 years ago. You've changed. I've changed. You've recognized that you've changed, but you haven't recognized that your audience has also changed. So I just think going back to a more personal touch, I think you should manage your YouTube channel instead of trying to putting it into limbo where it's your channel, but it's the company's channel. And it's like you're trying to join it together. And we feel it. And for us, it's like really anticlimactic. And it's really like, oh, I don't like that. I won't watch. The moment you take back your YouTube channel and be like, this is mine, fix all of your problems. Moment you stop overthinking how to make a perfect video. No, just stay in. If you really want to stay intact, stay in touch with the people. You have to stay in touch with the people. So those are a few points that I wanted to make. How to fix the business, start a publishing company, um, how to fix your YouTube channel, take ownership back of your YouTube channel. It sort of feels like when a YouTuber sells his company to a larger company and the company buys the company and the YouTube channels, and now they're putting different sort of content on the YouTube channel. And it's really difficult for the audience to accept. It kind of feels like that. I know it's not, but that's what it kind of feels like. Now, truth to be told, I didn't write anything down. I wish I did, but I got this idea yesterday. I'm videoing it this morning. So I haven't really made much notes. I've made mental notes. And that's pretty much it. But there's a lot more that's in there. But yeah. Now, if you want me to make another video going into the more details on how a publishing company would work and how the YouTube channel could be fixed, then that's a lot of work. I'd rather just talk to the camera. But there's a lot of pros and cons to creating a publishing company. But I think creating a publishing company before going into software would be the smart idea. Because publishing companies, you're not even writing the books. You're just enjoying reading new books and choosing which to publish. A software company, if you're building your own software, you got to be in touch if you want it to be a good product. If you're building software for other clients, it's going to take a lot of your time and a lot of but this building a software company will always be possible. Building a media company or a publishing company will always be possible. So it's just my opinion to do the media company first, but It's ultimately up to you, but it's inevitable that you will create a media company. Sorry, it is inevitable you will create a publishing company and probably a media company. Well, technically, you already have a media company, don't you? Because of your YouTuber Academy, that's a media company. What does it publish? Media. It costs. It's a media company. So the next inevitable step is a publishing company for books. And then the next inevitable step is a software company or multiple software companies. I have a feeling you're gonna want multiple software companies. Personal, building your own personal softwares, personal apps and stuff like that, And then there is SaaS, software as a service, that you could potentially go into. But I think you building your own softwares, you've kind of already done that, I think, because you started some businesses when you were really younger. I think you used to code and design for clients. So everything you've been working on your entire life sort of builds you up to go into software and publishing company. So it's up to you what you do first, but it's inevitable. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to see more. If there's any Ali Abdaal fans out there, and I know, do you agree with me that he should create a publishing company? Because like me, you're also writing a book and you would like to publish it with your favorite YouTuber. I'm just saying, like, it fits. It fits too perfect. Kind of exciting. I'd love to watch the development of this. And that's the thing. If you're going to start a publishing company, share the development of it with us through your personal YouTube channel, because that's why we subscribed and that's why we want to continue watching. That personal touch, man. Anyway, thank you for watching and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.